What's going on, YouTube? So it is the WCW Throwdown round 3, and the first game was a tie, the second game was a tie, and we're looking at it like we're not getting those tag team belts. But we're just gonna go ahead and just play our third game and see how it goes and do what we can do. We're going against Little Fergus and Jake Murphy in round 3, and let's go over what we brought and what they brought. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of my brother's army, but my brother has a unit of like 30-something storm vermin with a BSB. The BSB has a Crown of Command. He also has 3 units of rat swarms. He has the storm fiends, and as well as a grazier and a slave bus, and the doom rocket. I don't think he brought much else besides that. For me, I brought out my savages, as you can see right here. It's like 23 savages with the shaman in the front with the lucky shrunken head. I have over here my BSB. My BSB is a black orc boss on a boar, and he has the armor of destiny. Over here, this is a unit of 6 trolls. Basically, the BSB is going to lead around the trolls. One of the reasons I did this, one of the main reason I did this, is because I cannot use the general bubble for the Skaven because of their suspicious alliance with the Orcs and Goblins. Skaven, every turn we play, we have to roll the dice. If it's a 1, 2, or 3 on the dice, on either one of our dice, we're going down how much we trust them, and after a while, I can't use their leadership bubble. So it didn't really affect us too much in the first 2 games, but this game you'll see it hit us really hard. Over here I have 1 unit of wolf riders. I have another unit of wolf riders. I also have 2 goblin chariots, as well as 2 doom divers. I don't know why those pictures aren't here. As for my opponent, he brought out Little Fergus brought out a huge block of ogres. It's like 12 iron guts. Basically, they have the BSB with them as well, so it might be like 10 iron guts with the BSB in the general. He has 2 trebuchets, a unit of Pegasus Knights, a unit of archers, and then he also has, you can see in this picture, very small, but it is a huge block of Bretonnian Knights. There's also some lead belchers right in front of them, and then on the hill there's some man-eaters that haven't came on the table yet because they're scouts. And then he has another trebuchet. For the magic, we ended up getting Skorch, Warp Lightning, the Dreaded 13th, and Skitter Leap. Our opponent, he got Lore of Heavens, which is a level 4, I think, in the night bus, and you could actually, this is our only opponent we fought that actually brought a wizard, but they got Curse of the Midnight Wind, Ice Shard Blizzard, Comet of Cassandora, and I can't read the other one, but basically the level 2 for the Ogres is there as well. I think got Spine, I want to say it's not Spine, whatever. It's Brain Gobbler. I can't read that one. It's upside down right now for me. I also got Fist of Gork. So, as you can see, one thing I forgot in the first 2 games was my Mangler. I totally forgot I even brought a Mangler. So the Mangler makes an appearance in this game, which was really late, but it wouldn't have made this much of a difference. Over here, this is where the Storm Fiends are going to pop out, right back here. And we have Vanguards, I believe. So, turn 1, he wins the roll-off. No, we win the roll-off. My Wolf Riders failed animosity after the Vanguard, and they have to sit there and squabble. My Chariot and my Trolls move up, but then my brother was the one who said, they kind of have to come to us because they can't really outshoot us, and plus we have the spells and all that. So it's like, all right, cool. So we just put the trolls out there as bait for the iron guts and the lead belchers. At the same time, if the trolls could make it to the Bretonnians, that would be great because they could just puke all over their armor. I think they did win first roll off, but they decided to pray. So the Mangler's just running up straight for the Bretonnians. He knows he's going to get shot by those lead belchers, but it doesn't matter really. He's going to get shot regardless, one way or another. Magic Phase got 6 power dice. My brother goes ahead and throws up Skitter Leap, and he pops up. I think it doesn't go off. It fails. which ended his magic phase rather early, basically. Um, Over here, I throw up 2 Doom Divers into the unit of Bretonnian Knights, and I kill off 5 Knights in one shot, which is pretty impressive. He did ward save a couple, but yeah, as you can see, that's 5 Knights done. Over here, the Goblins on the Chariot shoot at the Sabertusk because I do not want any Sabertusks running right into my Mangler, so it goes ahead and kills that. And as you can see over here, this is a wrestling ring. Each quarter of the wrestling ring, or each whatever ninth of the wrestling ring, has its own magic rules. So we're going to go ahead and play with this. This is we have both of our wrestlers in there, and we're trying to kill each other's wrestlers. So that's happening right now. As you can see, though, this is how the board looks at the end of turn 1. I did throw up Fist of Gork on my guy just for the hell of it because we had to split up the dice, or my brother used the dice and failed on his Skitter Leap, so I was just like, fuck it, I'll throw up Fist of Gork. But this is basically how it looks. It's going to go ahead and start off his turn Ogres and Bretonnians turn 1. He's going to do a long charge from the Iron Guts into the Trolls. He's going to go ahead and charge the Pegasus Knights into the Wolf Riders. The Wolf Riders are going to go ahead and flee, and he's going to fail charge. And over here, the Ogres fail charge. The Lead Belchers decide to go inside the tower and use this as just a platform to shoot in 360. So they're going to go ahead and bunker in. I want to say the Knights move. I think they moved back a little bit, actually. I don't think they moved up towards the Mangler. But basically, the wrestlers are all moving in the ring. Magic phase. This kid has some loaded dice. I'm just saying it right now. He has some loaded dice. Those Tomb King dice get 6s like no other dice I've ever seen. But he got a magic phase of 10 power dice. And sure enough, he's going to go ahead and do Brain Gobbler onto a Chariot. I let it go just because it's... I know he has Comet of Cassandora, and we have... our alliance is already a little bit shattered from the first turn, so we had to start splitting up the power dice. So we're just like, okay, well, let's just let Brain Gobbler go, and we'll just deal with what else comes. Over here, or that's the Chariot that's running. He ran right past the rats. The rats don't care. I think the rats are trying to stab me already. If not, they haven't started doing that yet, but they will. But the Chariot ends up running off the table like so. He goes ahead and he throws up a bunch of dice onto... I forgot which spell. There we go. The Thunderbolt. It goes ahead and hits the Mangler. I try to stop it, but it hits the Mangler and it kills him. And does like D3 wounds or something like that. Or just did a lot of wounds. Magic Missile kills him. Then he throws all his dice onto Comet of Cassandora. And we're like, shit. And we have no Dispel Scroll. We didn't have enough dice to stop it. He gets it off. And sure enough, that pink dice right there, that's where he's putting it. Right in between the Doom Divers, because he saw the Doom Divers just kill his knights like they were freaking paper, and he wants to just blow up a huge spot right there. And there's no way we could stop it, so that's that. Shooting phase, his archers over here. They're gonna go ahead and shoot at my Wolf Riders. They kill off one Wolf Rider. My Wolf Rider's already running. The Lead Belcher. I don't think the Lead Belcher was supposed to shoot this turn, but whatever. Goes ahead and shoots at the dogs, and they just blow up the dogs. The Trebuchet goes ahead and shoots at the Savages. Now, the Trebuchet is a hard-hitting freaking rock lobber, man. That thing is just devastating. And he goes ahead and he throws it right here. It drifts off a little bit, kills off 3 guys. He goes ahead and does the second Trebuchet in the same spot, kills off another 3 guys, or 4 guys. That hurts. I actually think he was aiming for the general bunker with the slaves, and he just kept on drifting to the Savages. But the wrestlers are moving. The wrestlers are going to attack each other. And as you can see, the giant Skaven is my brother's wrestler. The Gorgers, obviously, the Ogres wrestler. And then there's a knight there that's Jake Murphy's wrestler. And then I have the Ultimate Warrior. So me and my brother came up with a strategy to attack the knight wrestler first and just like double team him. So they started double teaming my brother. They got 2 wounds onto him. My brother got 2 wounds onto the knight. And it's going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. I'm doing a long charge here from the chariot into the Pegasus Knights. I'm doing a charge here from the trolls into. I want to say I did it to the lead belchers in the building. Um, yeah, it was. I only needed like a 7. And sure enough, I failed both charges. That sucks. That really sucks. Um, the Storm Fiends pop up, and they pop up right on top of the Man-Eaters. So that counts as a charge for the Storm Fiends, but you know what? The Storm Fiends were not prepared for close combat. They brought out Rattling guns, and that really, really sucks. That actually really limited our killing potential. Over here, Storm Vermin are moving up. The Slaves are moving up a little bit because we decided we can't sit back anymore. Excuse me, we're losing our advantage. The wrestlers move over. The warrior gets in the middle of the ring. The Skaven ogre moves over to the side. Magic phase, we get an ugly 4 power dice, and not only that, but we have to split the dice now, so we get 2 each. So we really couldn't do much with our dice, magic dice. I believe he tried to do a thunderbolt, didn't go off, and the comet, or not the comet. I'm sorry, the comet does not go down. And he goes ahead and I do the Doom Diver. Doom Diver, it blows itself up. I should have done a tournament reroll right here. But one of my Doom Divers blew itself up. And at the same time, I was just thinking, like, well, the comet's coming down soon anyways and possibly could kill both my Doom Divers. So the other Doom Diver shoots at the Knights, only kills 1 Knight. That sucks. The Doom Rocket, since it didn't skitter leap, decides to shoot from right there. Goes ahead and shoots right at the Iron Guts. Hits a direct hit. Wounds him. Only kills. Actually, doesn't get a direct hit. It drifts to the back rank. Only hits 3 dudes. And kills only 1. Oh no, it hits more than 3 dudes. It does 5 wounds total. Kills 1 dude, does 2 wounds to another. Over here, close combat. Woo! The rats kill off one of the Man-Eaters. The Man-Eaters go ahead and do 3 wounds out to the rats. That's a good first fighting phase right there. We're down just basically. Actually, I don't think we're down. We did 3 wounds in a charge. They have a banner though. That's the difference, and a musician. So the Storm Fiends are going to go ahead and lose combat actually, but it's fine. I think they stick to that round. Over here, it's going to start off Ogres and Bretonnians turn 2. He's going to go ahead and get a side flank charge onto the trolls. That sucks. It's a huge roll, too. He needs a 10. He's going to go ahead and charge the chariot that was trying to charge him. And I decided to flee. He's going to go ahead and he gets in over here, which sucks. He moves his Bretonnians up through the woods. And basically, I think that's it. Magic Phase gets 10 power dice. What did I tell you about these dice? These dice are fucking loaded. Okay. Goes ahead and he throws up I think this is like +1 strength or something like that onto his ogres, whatever, or +1 toughness maybe. We can't stop anything, to be honest. Every time we're the magic phase, he's rolling like 10s on the magic phase. Both magic phases he rolls 10s, but those 6 dispel dice are getting split up 3 and 3, so that's hurting us. And mine's only a level 1. My brother's is a level 2 at least. So he goes ahead and throws up. Let me see what spell this is. This is to lower their leadership, I believe, onto the Rattling gun guys. Yeah, he does Ice Shard Blizzard and Curse of the Midnight Wind, which are both hexes, lowers the weapon skill, lowers the leadership, and that's just going to suck. And then he decides to throw up another Comet of Cassandora right there between the Storm Vermin and the Slaves. His Lead Belcher is going to go ahead and start off shooting phase. Shooting phase, he shoots at the Savages, kills 2 Savages. He misfires on one of the trebuchets, and the other one misses its target, but nothing happens. Both trebuchets are still there. I decide to challenge with my BSB into his BSB, and I do 1 wound to his BSB. His BSB crushes me and kills me. That sucks. That really sucked. Over here, my trolls end up killing off 1 guy, and my trolls fail combat. He doesn't do any wounds to my trolls, I don't think, but he did 2 wounds to my BSB. He has a banner, a BSB, a charge, and a side flank, and now I lost my leadership bubble, so I'm down to double 1s. They're going to go ahead and run. I actually got a 1 and a 2, which was really funny, But I run past the rocks. He chases. He fails to chase. He fails to catch, and it leaves the savages and the storm vermin with a beautiful side charge. Over here, this combat, he goes ahead and he kills off two of the storm fiends. Storm fiends attack back, and I believe they don't kill a single. They do like the one dude does like 1 or 2 wounds back into the man eaters. Man eaters chase them off the board, and they die. That sucks. There goes a huge chunk of our points. We're going to go into Orcs and Goblins and Skaven turn 3. We forgot about this combat over here. Basically, they did 1 wound onto the Ultimate Warrior. His guy still has 2 wounds. The Rat Ogre still has 2 wounds. And it's going to go ahead and start off our turn. Orcs and Goblins, Skaven turn 3. Orcs and Goblins, Skaven turn 3. Look at this. We're just going to just take advantage of this. We're attacking both flanks, the front and the side, with the savages and the storm vermin, so they both get in. That's awesome. It also pushes us a little bit further away from the comet coming down, which is hopefully going to help us out. Magic phase, 6 power dice. Gonna go ahead and do. Oh, we get 6 power dice. He decides to use Hellheart, so it causes our Skaven wizard to miscast, blow himself up, and kill off like 10 Skaven slaves, which sucks. And then we lose our power dice. Well played, sir. Well played. Over here, Doom Diver goes ahead and misfires, gets skid marks, jumps right into the slaves, and kills off like 2 slaves. This is getting brutal. Over here, Big Stab of Wounds does 2 wounds onto the unit. He challenges with his Slaughtermaster. My brother's slave or champ accepts, and he ends up doing. Actually, I think it's the BSB that accepted. Except the BSB is we didn't want to move him over because the model was huge, whatever. So, anyways, the storm vermin are attacking. They do 2 wounds onto or 3 wounds onto the ogres. Kills off 1 ogre. 1 has 1 wound. The savages go, holy shit! They fucking shredded them. Chop, 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 and they just freaking wiped out the whole unit. Those guys are Iron Guts, so they're striking last. So the savages just ripped them to shreds. The BSB is the only one standing there. The BSB goes ahead and hits back, does 2 wounds onto my guys, and apparently 1 wound onto my Savage Shaman. And sure enough, that is that. He's going to go ahead and run. His BSB is going to die just from running. And he runs away with his general, or his wizard, his Slaughtermaster, or Butcher, whatever it is. And he gets an 8. I get a 7. I miss him by an inch. This sucks. But as you can see, he's trying to line up where he could charge in with the counter charge with his Bretonnians in the background there. And this is sucking for me. Well, not for me. I'm out of his charge arc, but we wanted to kill that guy. I told my brother to sit back because if he chases as well, this might happen for us as well, where he gets a counter charge from that guy, and we have to worry about those Bretonnians. So my brother sits back, and it starts off Bretonnians and Ogres turn 3. He's going to go ahead and do that charge right there from his Knights into the Storm Vermin. The Storm Vermin are going to go ahead and stand. He's going to go ahead and try to charge his Pegasus into my running trolls and causes my trolls to run further, and he catches them and chases them down, and he reforms over here. He rallies his general over here and into the ring. As you can see, his knight healed 2 wounds, and yeah, that sucks. I believe you get heals for winning combat, and he got it from the man-eater combat, so yeah, so his knight's healed. Magic phase. These dice are so fucking loaded. 12 power dice. He's going to go ahead and do the comet. The comet comes down, and this pile right here is all the stuff the comet killed. It killed 6 slaves, killed 2 units of the rats, killed 4 storm vermin, and my Doom Diver. That sucks. The other comet did not come down. That was just 1 comet. Over here, he charged through the forest. He got dangerous terrain, killed 2 of his knights, And yeah, that's basically how it looks right now. Magic phase, he goes ahead and he because it's continuing magic phase, I believe. He's gonna go ahead and do both hexes, the Curse of the Midnight Wind and Ice Shard Blizzard, onto the Storm Vermin. Shooting phase is Lead Belchers over here. Gonna go ahead and shoot at my savages, and they end up. I don't think they kill anybody actually. They might have. 2 seconds. Oh, they killed people. They killed. It looks like 4. No, they killed 3. 3 savages. The trebuchet goes, kills off 2 more savages. The other trebuchet goes and misses the savages. And then the knights are going to go ahead and start off close combat. Close combat, they kill off, I think this is just the BSB himself, kills off 2 storm vermin. My brother's BSB goes ahead and attacks. Now the thing is, unfortunately, these are not Queek Storm Vermin. They're only strength 4 with the halberds, so they're barely scratching. These guys have like a 1-up armor. The Storm Vermin aren't getting enough attacks. This is rough. So, sure enough, my brother loses. He does have the Crown of Command, and he does have his BSB in that unit, so he does have to re-roll on like a 8 or a 9. And he fails. And he gets chased down, and the Bretonnians just eat up the whole unit. That really, really sucked. He failed twice, and the Bretonnians ran him down. That's just brutal. This is not going well. It's going to start off Skaven and Orcs turn 4. As you can see over here in the wrestling ring, we did 1 wound onto the knight. The knight hasn't done a wound back to either one of us in a while. And yeah, over here I'm going to go ahead and charge the general. The general is going to go ahead and run. The savages run him down. The chariot rallied over here, and he's going to go ahead and charge into the Pegasus Knights. And I'm just thinking, these guys have 2 wounds each. I'm going to run in their strength 5. I'm hopefully going to kill 2 of them and make the third one run from combat res. Over here, as you can see, like I said, his general kept fleeing, or his general fleed. As a reaction, I charged, chased him, and I caught him and I killed him. Over here, go ahead and I ram into these guys, and we'll see what happens in a minute. Magic phase got 10 power dice finally. Gonna go ahead and we try to split up the spells. Really couldn't do much because we're both getting 5 each. I already have Fist Skorc up, but he gets 5 dice, and there is no real units to do the Dreaded 13th to. His other spells aren't as good. He gets Skitter Leap, and he gets something else. Warp Lightning. So, like, we tried Warp Lightning, but basically got stopped. Over here, close combat. I'm going to go ahead and ram these guys. I only get 1 wound off. Ouch. He attacks back with all his freaking guys and kills my Goblin Wolf, or Chariot. That sucks. And basically that was it. We didn't really have close combat. I believe I actually charged. No, his general caused a panic for his lead belcher, so his lead belchers walked out the building. Here's a wonderful face by a little Fergus showing his excitement level at this moment. But as you can see, this we're getting our asses kicked. We have a unit of giant rats, we have a unit of slaves with a general, and we have part of a unit of savages left. Everything else is dead. He's going to go ahead and charge a side charge with his man-eaters into our slave unit, and he decides to flee. And even though my brother fled, he didn't run far, and his man-eaters ate him up. And yeah, that was pretty much it. He continued fleeing with his lead belchers. His archers reformed. And that was the end of the game, basically. His trebuchet tried to smash us, and we just called it quits at that time. Because, literally, like, we lost. And it was the end of the day anyways. It was the last game. We're not winning any belts. But that was a brutal game. It really wasn't, like, poor tactics. You know, we had some fail leadership roles. We had some fail armor checks and ward saves. We had some bad luck with what really messed us up. There's 2 things that really messed up our game. One was that we've kept failing our alliance rolls, and so it split up our power dice. So our magic phases were pretty much garbage. Um, and then the other thing that really screwed us up was little Fergus's rolls on everything. Everything he rolled with those dice were like fives and sixes. It was insane. I actually traded little Fergus for two of those dice because I was just like, these dice are so loaded. I want some. But his magic phases were huge. He got two Comets of Cassandor off on us, and yeah, it was just brutal. I would love to play this game again. The tag teams were awesome. I honestly had a great time doing the tag teams. It took a little while of adjustment because I wasn't used to doing 2-on-2. Unfortunately, that whole thing with the box or the wrestling ring didn't really pan out like we thought. Like nobody died. Everybody's characters were still alive at the end of the game. Even though we tag teamed against one guy, it was like one of those wrestling matches that just kept going on and on and on. As for I think it was we kind of had a bad matchup, but at the same time, I just think we could have done things a little bit differently. Those lead belchers just taking pot shots out of that building at us was hurting. Those trebuchets were hurting us. And him just running down a whole unit of storm vermin extremely easily really hurt us because I couldn't even reform and like help countercharge that. I just literally watched my brother just die in one shot for losing like three storm vermin too. It wasn't even much, but sure enough, as for our MVP, I would have to actually give it to the Savages. Savages chopped up the Ogres, ran down the General, and they were a threat on the board from the beginning of the game. Close second MVP, I would have to give it to the Doomdiver for killing off a bunch of knights, but it really didn't pan out past that. Anyways, guys, this is the last of the tag teams. If you guys haven't already, hit the like and subscribe. Do so already. After this, I'm going to put up all the singles competitions. I have 5 more games at the WCW Throwdown. 5 games. So stay tuned. I'm going to be putting those videos up very soon. They're great games. I fought Jeff before, but he brought out his Empire army, so I never fought Jeff's Empire army before, so it's the first time you're going to see that. But besides that, you're going to see me fight Joe again. It's always a rematch with Joe. And then after that, it was all new opponents for me, that people I've never played before. I played Jake Murphy in this game, but I played him again with his Dark Elves. And you're going to see them all coming up very soon, guys. And then you also get to see all my upgrades in my army. But anyways, guys, take care. Till the next video. Peace.